Hey, hi. Thank you for coming by Tory Magoo 44. Today is the 10th of April, and it's coming up to my brother's birthday, which is the 14th. I got my hair done today. Thank you, Ophelia, for doing it. She's fantastic. I have a few different people that fool around with my hair, and whenever I get it done, I'm always really happy. It's kind of a fun thing to do, is to go out and do something for yourself. Speaking of that, most of you, I don't know, a lot of people who followed my website know that I have epilepsy and that I had a huge problem with the Church of Scientology for 30 years, fighting to take my medicine for epilepsy, believe it or not. And they were sure that I could take vitamins. And actually, some ex-Scientologists have still tried to run that on me. And I will tell you this, don't call me about taking vitamins. It's like 30 years of fighting for it. It's like, no. But okay, I go to a neurologist because most of you know I have a bad short-term memory because of taking, part of it's because Scientology made me get off the medicine in 72 and I started having a lot of grand mal seizures, which was a big part of my bad memory. But also it turns out that some of the medicine I take also, I was told, is pretty bad for your memory also. Okay, so I go to a neurologist. I think, all right, maybe I can switch. Now, I've been on this other stuff for 30 years. And I'm saying this because you will not believe in doing the research what I found out. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, just in case you know anybody that ever had seizures, is on medicine, I just want to make this known because it's pretty amazing. Okay, I'm on Dilantin for a very long time, 30 years, no seizures, right? But, my memory's pretty screwed up. So I think, all right, I'll try one of these new medications, right? The neurologist puts me on something called Keppra. The next day, I was a hippie in the 60s. And we did all kinds of different drugs. And one of them were downers. And this was like the worst downers I'd ever been on. I mean, awful. I was just like almost in a coma. It was so bad. And so I finally called the doctor and she says, well, okay, cut it in half. So I cut it in half. And the next day, yesterday, I'm still totally screwed up. And I start doing research on the internet. And I join a whole website about epilepsy. And I say, I was in the Church of Scientology. They made me get off my medicine. And so I have this huge fear of changing medicines, right? Number one. And I'm trying to switch over from this Dilantin to Keppra. So I get all these different private messages and things. It turns out this isn't a great medicine. And the more research I did, Keppra has some very bad side effects itself. One of them being paranoid, which I don't really need. The other one, some people going psychotic. I didn't really need that. Found out that Dilantin doesn't really have that bad. All anticonvulsants have bad side effects, but Dilantin isn't really high on the list of bad ones for memory. So, and they're kind of equal, Keppra and Dilantin, for that. So I'm thinking, what's the point? And finally, these other ladies, thankfully, write to me and say, we've been on Dilantin for 30 years successfully with no seizures. Our general practitioners, just like mine, say, keep it the way it is. You're successful. If it isn't broken, why fix it? But each of our neurologists wants us to switch over to the new medicines, right? So they were all holding strong. And I, just with all the research I did, just decided to stick with whatever I'm on because, that's successful and that's worked for me. But if by any chance you happen to have a similar situation, I just wanted to let you know, if it isn't broken, don't try to fix it. And these new medicines aren't really that great, at least Keppra for sure. And the other thing that was really fun for you guys that are part of my site, and especially people who've known me a long time, one of the guys that's on the site goes, oh my God, I remember you. He was a critic of Scientology back when it was ARS. It was just like this one news group, right? And I was attacked by tons of people back when I first woke up, because they all thought I was OSA. I was this deep cover, secret person, all this other stuff. And, I tried to tell them, that isn't the way OSA works. The top secret undercover guys are All they do is gather information. I was out there talking, and I had nothing to do with those at the time. I did in the 90s, but I didn't by the time I was waking up. It was just me by myself. I made 4,000 posts in 4 weeks, met Andreas, woke up. And as Andreas said, because for a long time I just kept saying, well, it's because of Andreas. And he kept saying, no, it's because of you. And he's right. I mean, I did do 10 years of research with self-improvement books, just reading them, trying to handle my headaches because OT7 wasn't working. So anyway, that's my life today, and I'm back to normal, and I'm very happy for that. And for all the different people that wrote me and helped me, I want to thank you very, very much. And isn't the internet wonderful? I mean, it's just so wonderful that you can go around and meet different people. Went to Harvard University, talked to some people there. You know, it's just kind of cool that you can do your own research. You can find out. So if you have a situation and you don't feel good about it, make sure to, keep your life going and, keep looking and talk to other people and get other viewpoints. It's very easy with the internet. And to all of you exposing the Church of Scientology, which isn't really a church, it's a phony, fraudulent business pretending to be a church. Thank you for what you're doing. And just like this guy, he said, well, I haven't done much. But as I wrote to him and said, every little bit counts. Every person counts. So it's like you might do a little bit, you might do a medium amount, you might do a ton. But it all matters. So thank you very much and have a wonderful weekend. I am. All right? Peace out. I love you all. Bye-bye.